Oh my gosh, stop. Good morning. Hi. How are you? I'm adjusting my hair here. Something's weird in my hair. I got all these little horn things again. Somebody message and say we're on.
We're on. Katie, are you on? Text us. Let me know.
Put in the chat. Hey, somebody's here.
Did you make it to Woodward? There you go, Ollie.
Oh, look, I got a little lump in the top.
Is it Landon, Cameron, or Katie?
Ollie doesn't get to open the book.
He's trying.
It's a good book today. Oh, wait. We don't know. It's a secret.
Lots and lots of about words. Well, we're getting to the point where we're getting to the point in the month where it's the exact same book every year.
No, it's a surprise every time. Every day's a new day.
Hi, Landon. I did not know this book.
Do you like my hair right here?
I really like this book.
Isn't that lovely? What?
I said, wow, I didn't know this book would be today. I really like this book.
I wonder what tomorrow's book will be.
Because I Love You, Snowball Fight. That says you put the wrong date on it.
Hey, don't judge me. December
I love you, Ollie.
December 21st. Because I love you. Snowball fight. Nothing says I love you like being whacked in the face with some wadded up wrapping paper.
Like having a Landon-size pelt to the face with a snowball.
I think we all get to wear catcher masks.
Yes.
Or some teeth guards.
We get some kind of like Captain America shield or something.
We got to go to Walmart tomorrow and she get mouth guards.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that too.
We're going to Walmart tomorrow. Good luck. By the way, Hobby Lobby is having a huge
It's
sale.
the day before.
Hobby Lobby. We don't have one of those.
I know, but there's one in Muskogee.
Okay, everybody be quiet. This is a good book.
This is a good book. Did anybody message and tell people we were on? I said somebody message and say we're on.
My phone's charging in the other room.
My phone's charging in the other room.
My phone is in there too.
My phone is in there too. Come on, Sierra. The world is counting on you. Ollie, why do you look like that? I don't know why Ollie looks like this.
Because he's a savage.
Why is Ollie sad? Ollie's sad because he misses his friend Squatch.
Yeah.
Ollie, say hi to Squatch. He might be watching.
Hi, Squatch.
Oh, Squatch. Ollie's not going. Goodness, all the noises from all the phones. Okay, we're back. No. Okay, who's that? And what'd they say?
Landon said no.
Landon said no what?
He just said no.
No what?
He
isn't.
said we're on.
Oh, he's not watching. Well, tell Squatch that Ollie said hello. He'll love it. Okay, time for the book.
What's the book?
The book is Because I Love You.
How unexpected.
It says, seriousness. Long ago in a land unlike any you've ever seen lived a wise man named Shaddai. No, you gave me a what? Squatch is perfect. He's perfect. Well, he said regarded, but I don't think that's what he meant.
Katie said she's on.
Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. Did you make it to Woodward?
Squatch is perfect. Okay, now we're going to read.
Squatch is adorable.
Long ago, in a land unlike any you've ever seen, lived a wise man named Shaddai. Shaddai was a large man with a tender heart. He had bright blue eyes and a long, thick beard. When he laughed, his cheeks would lift until his eyes became half moons of joy. When he sang, everything stopped to listen. Tall trees would bend, squirrels, butterflies, and birds would pause. Even the children would turn when they heard his voice. And well they should. It was for them he sang. He's not. He really can't hear? He says his Squatch is deaf.
That's not true.
I think he has selective hearing.
It's a lab thing.
And for the children, Shaddai had built a wonderful village. It was more than any child could dream. The children plunged into the sky blue pond. They squealed as they soared high on the swings hung from the apple tree branches. They scampered through the meadows and giggled in the orchards. When Shaddai wasn't in the meadow with the children or in the orchards with the children, he was in the workshop with the children. They loved to be with him while he worked. They loved to smell the sawdust, hear him sing, and watch him carve a chair out of a log or make a table out of a tree.
He doesn't listen to me, he says.
Oh. Yeah. I get that.
It just takes time.
It's part of being a puppy.
Lots of treats. Lots of treats. Every night he would gather the children on the grassy meadow and tell them stories. Fascinated, the children would listen as long as Shaddai or their weary eyes allowed. The children loved Shaddai, and Shaddai loved the children. He knew each one by name, and he knew everything about them. He knew Lucy's love of birds. He knew Roland's fear of darkness. He knew Paladin was curious. When one of them called his name, he dropped whatever he was doing and turned. His giant heart had 100 strings, each one held by a different child, and Shaddai loved each one the same. That's why he built the wall. Shaddai had built a high stone fence around the village. The wall was so tall it stood high above him. He spent days building it, and as he built it, he did not sing. A deadly forest stood outside the village. As Shaddai built the fence, he would often pause and look into the shadows beyond. Cruel thorns and wild beasts and hidden pits filled the dark forest. It was no place for the children Shaddai loved. Beyond the wall is danger, he would tell the children. You were made for my village, not for the terrible land beyond. Stay with me. It's safe here. But in his heart he knew it was only a matter of time. The day he placed the last stone on the wall, he returned to his shop, took a long tree branch, sat down at his bench, and carved a staff or walking stick. I'll be ready, he told himself. Sometime later, a boy ran into Shaddai's workshop. The sandy-haired child brought the maker both joy and worry. Shaddai! The maker dropped his hammer and turned. What is it, Paladin? The boy spoke in spurts as he gasped for air. The wall! I found a hole! The boy's hands stretched to show the size. Someone could crawl through it. Shaddai sat down. I knew it would be you, Paladin. Tell me, how did you find it? I was walking along the wall searching for holes. Paladin paused, surprised that Shaddai knew. Yes, I was looking for holes. So you could see out into the forest? I was curious, Shaddai. Why is it so bad? The maker kept the small face in his hands and lifted it so the boy would look right into his eyes. Paladin's stomach felt uneasy. Paladin, listen to me. A journey into the forest will hurt you. You are not made for those lands. If you leave here, you will not find the way back. Paladin spoke softly. You will fix the hole then? No, Paladin. I created the hole because I love you so much. But if you don't fix it, said Paladin, the children might leave. I know, Paladin, but I want the children to stay because they want to, not because they have to. Paladin didn't understand. Uncomfortable, he turned to leave. He needed to think about what Shaddai had said. Part of him wanted the safety of Shaddai's shop, while another part drew him toward the fence. He looked into the shop. There sat Shaddai, still watching. Paladin turned and walked away as fast as he could. Before he knew it, he was going toward the fence. I won't get too near, he said to himself. I'll just peek out. Questions came as quickly as his steps. Why am I so curious? Is it wrong to want to see beyond the fence? By now, Paladin was at the hole. Without stopping to think, he lay down on his stomach and wiggled through just far enough to stick his head out on the other side. I'll just take a quick look, he told himself. What could be wrong with that? Soon he was through the hole and on the other side of the wall. He rose slowly to his feet. It's not so bad, he said out loud. It's nice out here. What was Shaddai worried about? Paladin began walking into the forest. Twigs snapped beneath his bare feet. Sweet flowers scented the air. I don't see any scary creatures, he thought. The trees were so thick he could barely see the sky. Just a few steps into the woods, he said out loud, to see what it's like. After a dozen more steps, he stopped. He liked the wilderness. Nothing to fear here. For the first time in his young life, he believed that Shaddai was wrong. Just wait until I tell the others. And he turned to go back through the hole. But the hole was gone. He stopped and stared. He saw only a solid wall. Paladin ran to the wall. Was this the spot where he had crawled through? He couldn't remember. He ran a dozen steps one way and then a dozen steps the other. Nothing. Suddenly he heard a strange sound in the woods behind him. He swung around, but he saw nothing. Paladin looked into the forest. It no longer seemed friendly. It was dark and scary, as if it were about to destroy him. Desperately, Paladin searched the wall. He couldn't climb over. He couldn't break through. There was no way home. If you leave here, you will not find the way back. Shaddai's words rang in his mind. The boy's eyes were wide with fear. He sat on the ground and hugged his knees to his chest and began to cry. As Paladin huddled there lonely and afraid, he remembered something else Shaddai had often said. I love you so much. Does he love me enough to come and find me? Wondered the boy. Will he hear me if I call him? Shaddai! I'm so sorry I didn't listen to you. Please come help me. Paladin's cry had been heard by the one who loved him even before it was spoken. For as the boy left Shaddai's workshop, the maker had watched him as long as he could. When Paladin was out of sight, Shaddai turned, not to take up his work, but to take off his apron. He hung his tools on the wall, then he reached into the corner and took the staff, the one he'd carved after he finished the wall. Even before Paladin had reached the wall, Shaddai had left the shop. Even before Paladin had asked for help, Shaddai was on his way to give it. Even before the hole in the wall had closed, Shaddai had opened another. His strong hands had pulled away the rocks until he could see into the forest. With his staff at his side, Shaddai crawled through the hole. He left the village he'd made and set out in search of his child.
Yay! I didn't even cry this time.
Look at me go. The end. Yay! That's a good story.
That's the best.
Max Lucado is a smart guy.
Yes, he
I wonder
is.
what
He's a
book
good
we'll
writer.
listen to next week.
Shh. Next week is over.
I mean tomorrow.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. Tomorrow's book is a secret surprise. Yay! Bye, Landon. Good night.
Love you.
Night, like
Bye. Good night.
buenas noches. Do you
Bye,
think we'll be able to-
Katie.
Bye, Katie. Have fun in Woodward.
Bye.
Get all the presents.
See you on
If
Friday.
you get any money, bring it to me.
Bye,
I
buddy.
want my cut.
Hope you find your dad.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Katie. Love you guys. Bye.
Adios.
I want my coolest sibling cut of the money.